Hey, we're live. We got it working. All the things are working. Nice. Good morning, everybody. We're doing this thing. It's all working. Alrighty, guys. We're gonna. Here's the thing. This live stream. We're gonna do the podcast recording here, and I'll talk to y'all here for a little while. And we're gonna have a grand old time here on the last couple days before the Christmas time and the Fat Man comes. The Fat Man sings? When the Fat Man sings? That might be what it is. So, but welcome everybody. And let me know if you have anything. Put questions down in the comments, and we'll get to those here in just a moment as we do podcast. The podcast itself should be interesting and fun. Hey, what's up, Emmy Demirs? Merry Christmas. Yeah. It's almost there. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. We may do another stream tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We will technically be doing stuff that day, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Okay. We'll get the show on the road here for everybody else. What's up, everybody? What's up, Greg? Merry Christmas Eve. Yep. That's okay. We're going to do it. All right. Let's see. Are there any topics that you guys want to go over here? Because we're gonna record podcast here. The regular podcast that goes out on Sunday, because we never miss a week. We will still have a live stream on Sunday, as per usual, because we are not gonna miss a week. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this should be fun. I'm gonna be fascinated to see how many people show up for this one, because it is kind of getting into the real part of the holiday. Some of us who have real jobs are still working and will be working for a bit, but that's okay. We are shipping out the last of the Christmas orders today. Some of them will still be arriving tomorrow for people, for the folks who are overnighting things. So we are staying ahead of stuff. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. I don't think there's anything else for like good of the order that I want to do, so I will probably just go into like regular stream. The podcast is going to be a little bit shorter this week, which is hilarious because I said that last week, and it was 2 hours long. So we will see if I can actually maintain that this week. On vacation to next year. Wait a second. Come here, Print Lab. Next year? So what? You have this whole year? As in, not just this year, but like next year also? So December 2026 is towards the end of your vacation? That's a thing that you can do. I'm no judgment, but you know, we get to live on this earth for 80 years, and that's the time you got to do something. So, gotta make the most of it. Alrighty. Let's just go. Here we go. We're gonna go right into it, guys. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Slant 3D podcast, the show about 3D printing and our place inside the industry. Today, we're not doing anything. Today is the Christmas Eve recording. We are doing this the day before Christmas Eve. We're going to do it live with everybody else. Doing it live! And we're just going to kind of hang out and see what's doing. I sort of had an agenda for this, but you know what? I'm not going to go with that. We are not going to cover any news. There is none. We're not going to go through company updates. It's Christmas. It's done. We have done what we're going to do. And there is nothing more to be done until the new year. And so we'll kind of run through what we've done over the last year and leave it up to there, and then talk to everybody in the chat. And if you're not a regular viewer or whatever else it was, well, fine. You didn't get to be here for the chat, but that's okay. Alrighty. So, as we pass into this wonderful Christmas season, and we're reading the night before Christmas and all these things that happened, it brings up time to reflect. What happened this year? What was done this year? I know that when we started at the beginning of last year, we came out of a very hectic season, and we had gone into January. And full disclosure, I had had kind of a rough time at the beginning of this year, but we went into the year, and the first thing that we got done is we were able to take tangled filament down to $10 per spool continuously. That released in January, which was a good start to the year, to where everybody was able to get US made filament for $10. And then over the course of this year, we kept on pushing on it, dealt with all the problems from not having spools. And this Christmas, we released gray filament over on Tangled, which was great. And then Teleport, starting in January, we started rebuilding Teleport, basically from scratch. It had existed for all of 3 months. Before that, we had released the version 1 of Teleport in October, November of 2024. And we kept it alive with duct tape and spit. And at the start of this year, we started rebuilding it again correctly, since we knew how people were using it. And this year, as of this Christmas season, we have thousands of users who have hundreds of printers on tap for their businesses. And it's been exceptional to see the businesses that people have created from that. And it's really special to see what folks have been able to build from that. There are people who have made livings off of things like Teleport. And that's really great, because when you start this type of a project, a company or just the project itself, you hope that people use it. Like, even as an engineer, you're a type of an artist, and you hope that people use your stuff. And we have been able to have people use our stuff. And thank you all so much for doing that, and for dealing with us and putting up with whatever random bugs there may be, or other problems as we fight through strikes and tariffs and all the other stuff that comes with running a fulfillment service. But thank you all so much for doing that. And Teleport has grown exceptionally over this year. Not as fast as we would like, but rarely is anything as fast as I would like. So you learn to temper your expectations with that and maintain happiness with where you are and continuing on from there. In addition to making Teleport just stable and work this year, we got to release Portals. And Portals was something that came about from interacting with all the customers on Teleport. And the fact that so many people were kind of stymied by the fact that they were in a country or in a situation or something where like Etsy wasn't an option and Shopify wasn't an option. There was just like too much shenanigans and people being knocked off of platforms. And it was incredible to kind of see that opportunity to build Teleport, because now it was a fulfillment of a vision. It was a fulfillment of a thing that we'd been working towards. Because when we started Slant 3D, we were like, okay, we want it possible for anyone on the planet to just upload a model and be able to sell 1 million parts tomorrow without having to build a factory or understand international logistics or any of the rest of this stuff. And we were able to achieve that with Portals. Like, Portals took everything. It took the manufacturing. It took the warehousing. It took the fulfillment. It took the marketplace. It took everything, the shipping and fulfillment, the sales tax, the payment processing, and put it all to one single item to where anybody could just upload an item and start selling. And we were able to release that in October. Well, no, like September. And the response was great. And it was kind of a fundamental thing, because it was a product that had never been possible before. And again, when you're trying to start a company or a product or anything else and you get to build something that never existed before, it's very cool. It's really, really cool. But then you say, wow, that's really cool. And then you get back to work. But Teleport and then the release of Portals. Teleport made the factory free, and then Portals made everything else free so that anyone on the planet could start selling something. Thousands of users again, have rolled through these applications, and we couldn't be more thankful for that. And our job at this point is to just hopefully continue to make you guys happy and make those items better and increasingly sustainable and valuable to everybody who uses them, so that no one has to build a factory anymore, so that you don't have to set up all this infrastructure to create a physical item. Physical items are at a stage now where they should be like software or writing a book or writing a screenplay. You should just be able to create, and then the world can partake of it. Like a simple cookie cutter like this. This is like way more significant than people realize. The fact that anyone on the planet can make something like this and then just post it for sale, and it will be made and delivered to customers, which was not possible 5 years ago. It wasn't possible. It wasn't possible 2 years ago. Not in any sort of useful form, but it's now becoming possible, and it's the world is getting so interesting and fun, and it's so fun to be a part of that, to be part of an industry and a community and a project that has reach, gets used by people, is valuable and useful. So yeah, I just can't express how grateful I am that I get to be a part of this and get to help make this increasingly a reality. You get kicked in the teeth all the time, and it's really easy to dwell on that, but there's a reason you do that. There's a reason to continue doing this, and it's not only like the passion for the process and building stuff, and it's fun to do these things, but just to create something actually useful. So again, thank you everybody for that. We made more than 100 YouTube videos this year. Long form YouTube videos. I didn't get the exact count because it's tough to nail down how much stuff we made. But we definitely do 2 videos a week, 1 podcast, 1 long form. And I know we have been doing more than 1 long form multiple times throughout this year. Not to mention the Slant Pod channel, where we were posting 3 times a week. And then Instagram, the other ones we haven't done. TikTok, we haven't gotten good at that yet. But we posted a ton of videos. Subscribers effectively doubled again this year. So again, thank you all for coming along for the ride, and I'm glad they're useful. Oh, a request that I would have for everybody is down in the description of this podcast, there's going to be a small survey, a little census survey. It's an idea that I got from Hank Green and a number of other people who have kind of run long-standing content situations. I want to know what you guys want, who you guys are, what you guys are looking for, all this kind of stuff, so that we can get a beat on our audience and create what you guys want. Because the YouTube channel this year, even though it's been growing quickly, it's been doing very well. Like on a metrics basis, it's done very well. Everything is trending in the right direction. But there's something off about it. And I know certainly in the last month and a half, we've been shilling a lot because it's like the critical time of the year. But we want to make sure that here in the new year, there's going to be some re-architecting to our content methodology. Not really re-architecting, but like a readjustment about how we do content. So, and part of that planning is just getting direct feedback from you guys. So leave a comment or fill out the survey down below. We're definitely going to roll through it, and we read all the stuff all the time. So yeah, let us know what direction you want us to take and pieces of content that you like to see. We know everybody loves the design videos. If anybody out there has opinions about other things that you would like to see, totally down to see it. The new year, I'm not going to talk much about the new year. That is for the New Year's video and discussion topic. But like we have been able to, we got a lot of stuff done this year, and it has crescendoed here at the Christmas season, where the whole team's been working really hard, and we've helped thousands of users ship thousands of products, and it's cool that we get to do this, that we're blessed enough to be able to do something like this and make a living doing it, because that's not always possible. And some days it seems less likely than others. But we get to, and we've been able to do it reasonably successfully for this period of time. And as we push here, continuing on, I didn't realize it, guys, but like I have been effectively in 3D printing for almost 10 years. I've been living in Boise. I moved to Boise in 2016. And here in like 3 weeks, it's going to be my 10-year anniversary of being here in this community. And I had done other stuff, but I had started really messing around with 3D printing about that time 10 years ago, which seems so recent and so far away. And Slant 3D has been able to turn into something that, again, it's just amazing to be able to build something that people use and appreciate and are able to partake in, and is useful. And not just simply, the job that you go into and spend 40 hours at. So that's the thing, guys. If you like, there's not much else to go through on this podcast, and I don't know what else to discuss on this one because we don't want to make this a long podcast. It's Christmas season. None of you guys are going to watch this anyway. You are all with family and friends and other things. So I think I'm probably just going to wrap it there, and this will be a quick one. And everybody who has to interact with this video before it goes out will be with that. Will be happier because they get to appreciate the Christmas season a little bit more, even though we're still working today. Because Santa works on Christmas. Why can't the rest of us? But again, thank you everyone who has come on this trip over the last few years, certainly over the last year as we've been building up teleport and portals and stuff. And stand by for the new year because it's a new year and there's more stuff to do and we're not even remotely close to done yet. Have a great day, everybody. All right, chat. What's up, guys? You should try a pellet extruder. Can't use pellet extruders. Pellet extruders aren't reliable enough in a mass production context because they're overcomplicated and they don't really add much value. The thing that pellet extruder, people always talk about pellet extruders for saving the cost of filament, and that's true if you're buying filament. But we produce a lot of our own filament internally, and filament is such a highly controllable feedstock to where it's just more reliable than pellet extrusion. The pellet extruders will continue to improve. I have no doubt about that because technology marches on, and we're kind of in a weird world where everything does kind of get better. So long as someone is interested in it, that thing will get better, and there's 8 billion people on the planet to be interested in things. So it's kind of a weird world because like resources aren't as gate-kept as they used to be. So things like pellet extruders, which I think are not a very good idea, will be developed into a better idea. But for mass production, pellet extruders add too much cost to the machine, add too many failure points on the machine, and decrease the reliability of the machine, which are all no-nos when you want to put 1,000 of them in place. That being said, there's certainly places for them, and places like furniture and the rest of it will be super reliable. I have things to do, so I'm just hopping in for a minute. Thanks for all the information you shared. I'm really helpful in my... Oh, thank you, ODC. Appreciate you coming by. Hope if you're still there. Thanks. If I have had an A1 Mini for 5 weeks now. I logged 340 hours of printing time. Was planning for an AMS, but I'm not sure at all about just buying another A1 Mini. I am making money. I am an artist. Congratulations, Emmy Demers. That's awesome if you're actually making money from it. The A1 Mini is a reasonable machine. I would say get another machine rather than getting an AMS. I think the AMSs are a bit overrated. I think they're a fashion item more than they are useful, especially if you're trying to make money from it. Not having that helps to focus you and do more useful kind of things. One suggestion for the next year, more shorter videos instead of long ones. That's fair. If ODC, if you're looking for more of the shorts kind of stuff, go to our shorts feed. A lot of our long form videos get cut into shorts over there. They don't always get distributed. So running through the shorts is a way to do that, to where you can doom scroll through them, or just like drop in on them all. I hate to say it, but we're gonna try to make the videos longer in the new year. That being said, one of the ways of doing that is just to like put more stuff in the video. So rather than doing like 5 tricks, it'll be like 20, which is great for feeding shorts, but also will be a thing. It'll like, but yeah, the content strategy that we're using in the new year will change a little bit. We'll be changing quite a bit actually. How do you print screws and bolts sideways without support? Or the way to print those things for clamps that can't be printed in vertical orientation. For screws, you crop off one side of the screw, and that way threads aren't sitting on the bed. You have actually a flat side on the bed. If you go check our rods video, follow those tips. That's how to get those done. Because what people don't realize is that screws don't have to be round. They just need threads and an outer diameter. But they do not have to be round. So do that. Giovanni Fiscon, question. What's the question? What's up? Morning, Christian. Let's see here. What else is going on? The stream goes for an hour. Obviously, apparently podcast was 10 or 15 minutes, so that's great. That'll be quick, and that podcast will go out on Sunday. But there's so, I don't know, drive the conversation, guys. I don't want to have to be a live streamer and come up with all this stuff. As far as like what content is going to be doing in the new year, videos will get longer because like we've tried to boil down like primary goals for the new year for everyone, and they're like production. The production team has one around the reduction of time. The software team has one around like users. And the media team, their primary goal, their measure of success, is increase number of hours watching your video. Not increase views, not increase number of videos, production, or whatever else it was. Increase number of hours on a video. Watch time hours. The reason for this, anybody who's interested in YouTube content, which I'm sure not many people are, the reason for this is that YouTube rates a video based on retention rate, how long you keep people on the platform, and then do people from your video continue to stay on the platform. And the reason they do that is because it's a really good metric, so we should use the same. Generally, if you're making a YouTube video, you want a 70% retention in the first 30 seconds, and then continue on from there. We are going to, in order to increase long-term time, the easiest way to do it is to not have people leave a video, just keep them on a video. So we are going to make the videos longer so that we can create something that then carries you all the way through. These can be lists. They can be lists of tricks and tips like we've been doing. And there will be a compilation coming out that is probably going to be like 2 or 3 hours long. Because we're going to basically take all of our videos of design tricks, put them into one video, and just pin that on the channel. And that video is going to be the one with all the tips and tricks in there. And then we'll start a volume 2 in the new year. And then at the end of this next year, we will take all those tips and put them into one video. But we're going to see, we're also going to see if we can do story more. So there was a video that came out last week, which was about lead in brass nozzles. And that video was a really big change in format for us because it was kind of comedic. It was more story based. It was laid out. It was scripted. There was all these differences in flow that we did with it, and it didn't perform well, but it had kind of the right metrics because people did watch it for longer, I believe. Maybe they didn't actually. Maybe it's bad format, but it's something that we want to push on a little bit more of how to do kind of documentary style videos. Let's see what everybody was talking about. It's below. Giovanni, I'm not seeing your questions. Oh, there it is. Can I follow you on your Instagram account? It will be immensely formative on your insights of the life of the CEO of your business sector. Oh, like my personal Instagram account? There's nothing over there. And my personal Instagram account, I'm not sure I'm going to make public. That all being said, one of the content things that I'm probably going to do in the new year is there are videos and like stuff that, yeah, we can't like talk about on the corporate channels. So I probably will be like ramping up my personal YouTube channel. And it'll just be shorts. It'll just be shorts and vlog style sort of stuff. Or like compilations of things and that kind of stuff. Because it'll just be interesting to do like a day in the life sort of thing. And maybe it'll filter over into the Slant 3D side. But it basically is a place where I can experiment and not have it affect the company. So, like, we're kind of in a groove of it that way. But my Instagram, no, my Instagram is for seeing my family and friends. I think I have like 90 followers who are like cousins, family, siblings, that kind of stuff. So I don't really use the Instagram for like public persona. And for putting on dating apps. That's what that's useful for. To have good photos of you out in there in the world showing that you're doing stuff like this. So the AMS is a little underrated because you can have 4 kg of one color ready to go or 4 different colors to print a red part or blue part. Yeah, but that's the 4 colors is why I would say it's overrated because the vast majority of people don't need 4 colors. On a personal level, yes, I can having the 4 of the same color lined up to where you can just keep on going is useful. I don't appreciate it very much because we just have 3 to 4 kilogram spools mounted up on a machine, and 1 kg spools are terrible if you're running a print farm because yeah, changeover is terrible. But the AMS as a means of getting a lot of filament on a machine, especially for small print farms, is yes, very, very useful. I just can't appreciate it because I'm just in a different part of the world. Are you dropping some of those Christmas gifts early? Many of them are out. Yeah. Many of the gifts earlier. Well, yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, we dropped the Christmas gifts. That video is coming out on Christmas because that's when you get your presents. But a few of the Christmas gifts have already been released. 3D print price calculator is loose. And then label maker or shipmything.com is loose and available. We technically turned those loose like 2 weeks ago, but nobody knows about it. So we're giving these up as part of the Christmas video. The other things that'll probably be coming out on Christmas, maybe something with Tangled. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not certain. Not clear. There's a timeline thing attached to that. And then the other gifts coming out. Yeah, a lot of things for helping folks with their business. Because that's just the stuff that we work on. But like all of them are meant to be things to help people improve in their 3D printing or grow their business. Here's the thing, guys. Like yesterday, a video came out from Uncle Jesse. And he showed off an app that was for sizing helmets. I recommend going and looking at it. It's a nifty app, and I wish we made it. We wouldn't have because we don't do anything with cosplay or helmets. But that's like the kind of stuff we're going to start building. And we released like 10 gifts in the Christmas video or so. But a lot of them are just little nuggets of useful things that we see and we built. We're going to continue building that stuff. Like, it's been really fun to work on those little kind of mini projects. And they're very, very useful. Like the shipmything.com. You can paste in an origin address and a destination address, and you can buy a label. And you don't have to sign into USPS. You don't have to sign into anything. You can just say, I want that label. You buy it, and then you download and print that label. Like, that sounds really simple and obvious. And it is both of those things. And yet, it has not existed. I could not find it. I went looking. I was like, surely this app is around someplace. Surely somebody has done this. No one has done that. Nobody even did like the intentionality of like have you put in the zip code first so that it autofills city and state. Addresses are always laid out where you go city, state, zip. And I'm like, the zip is the city and state. Why is that included? That's just ridiculous. So yeah, we're going to keep on building little tools like that. And even if they're not related to 3D printing, we're going to do it anyway because it just improves quality of life of humanity in general. And good heavens, I'm amazed at how terrible some of this stuff is. There are billion-dollar companies. If Slant 3D grows and we become an enormous company at some point in the future, I would love to just have a team who's sitting around and their job is to just improve stuff, just kind of overview. Like just they're supposed to wander around, use everything that we have, and just send out like little emails like, hey, this button's in the way, or hey, we can move that to the left and it'd be way better, or this kind of stuff. Like just this kind of creative hit squad or special ops who goes in and fixes stuff. Pirate Ship doesn't do it. You have to sign into Pirate Ship. You have to create an account on Pirate Ship. It's the same as Shippo or ShipStation. Like Pirate Ship doesn't have any benefits over it. So when we made Ship My Label, it's just an address entry form. You put your address in and then all the options for the labels pop up down below and you buy them right there. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to create an account. You just wander in and get a label. And Pirate Ship only does that if you have an account because they're a business. They have to market to you. We don't have to. We just wanted to make something useful and nice. And I wanted something for my mom. Here's the thing. Actually, my mom was in my mind, but actually one of our team was on this. One of our team, he's a software developer. And he, at the beginning of the year, he had started up an Etsy store. And he got his first order. And he was like, this weekend, I spent all weekend shipping this order. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, well, I got the order, and then I made the things, and then I weighed them, and I had to go find a box for him. And then I wandered down to the post office, and I said, can you ship this to him? And then I wrote it on the box, but that was illegible. So I handed them a sticky note with it rewritten down, and then they typed it in, and it cost me $8 to ship it. And then I wandered home, and after like 6 hours of trying to ship this box, it got all done. I was just like, none of shipping should be that much effort. So when we made Ship My Thing, I was just like, here's the form. Send it to somebody. Paste in where it's starting, the address it's going to. You technically don't even need the address where you do need the address where it's starting. You need the zip code where it's starting. You don't really need a return address. Like, you could technically ship it without the origin address. I'm pretty sure you can get away with that. But, like, you can just input the two addresses, and then it automatically shows you the costs from all the carriers. Because, again, there's no special deals or backdoor things of, like, oh, we're friends with you but not with you, or whatever it was, or you have a bad API. And it just shows you the cost of stuff. And then you say, that one. And you buy it, and the label is downloadable as a PDF so that you can print it right away, or you can just press print now because there's a button with a printer on it right there. So you're not downloading the PDF, then printing from the PDF or other stupidness, and you can just go. Like these just very, very simple quality of life things to make this irritating process of shipping an item quicker and easier. So yeah. Yeah, shipping sucked. Yeah, everybody's... Yeah. So hopefully shipping's better now. Shipmything.com. It's free. There's no cost on it. We literally just set up an app that calls those APIs. Oh, I think there is a cost on it. I think we charge maybe like 50 cents for a label because we're saving you 5 hours of life. And we wanted to pay for the server fees. So that's the thing. But it's still way better than going down to the post office. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Christian. You got to buy all this stuff, go down to the post office, all the shenanigans. It's just not worth it. So you enter your payment info every time? Yeah, you enter your payment info every time. It's not meant for bulk shipping. If you're an established, like if you're shipping multiple packages on the regular, Ship My Thing is not for you. It's for somebody who's shipping a pair of shoes to a college kid or something like that, or my mom, or the person who ships intermittently, because most people don't send a box. But quite frankly, if you do it on your phone or even do it on desktop where you bought something before, Google should have your payment info saved, or Link will have your payment info saved, so it'll autofill still if you're in any of those systems. But other than that, yeah, Ship My Thing does not have profiles because we didn't want to create profiles. We didn't want to have to make people sign into this. So it's just there. And it's also something we built quite quickly. So it's like we weren't going to create users. Go ship your one thing or whatever it was, or if you really want to go through and ship things repeatedly, go for it. But yeah, if you want to save the payment info, save it into Google, and then it'll autofill it every time, and you can just say buy now, buy now, buy now, and you can check out in like 30 seconds. But we didn't want to build out all the infrastructure for handling the payments in that way, so we just stuck Stripe into it and went from there. What's up, local? Let's see here. I shit my pants? Oh, gotcha. I'm with you now. The chat's already off the rails. Let's see here. What else? What's everybody doing for Christmas? How many people travel? Who goes out and like really covers ground? And by travel, I mean like 100 miles or more. Travel is not 25 miles or 50 miles. You're talking to a person whose high school was 50 miles away from where I lived. I want to know if you traveled, really traveled. For me, traveling was a 3-hour drive. There are a PDF of what models are an automatic ban on teleporter portals. We don't have real tough restrictions on 3D models on teleport. Don't break the law. And be of good taste or whatever else it was, because I want to be able to go home and tell my grandma what I do for a living. But no, we don't have like an explicit like long list of like, this is the things you can put on teleporter portals. You can sell whichever you want. Make sure they're licensed. Make sure you're doing stuff correctly. Bad actors will be taken care of. Here's the rule. If we don't care for it, we're gonna get rid of it. And I hate to have that kind of ambiguity to it, but like just do reasonably wholesome legal stuff, and this isn't an issue. If you're on the edge, you probably shouldn't be making that item. So that's my rule for you. My mom is going from Minnesota to Colorado, but the rest of the family is staying put in Minnesota. Minnesota. Oh, jeez. Oh, it's so great to see you there, Joe. Oh, local, you're such a good kid. Your mom's coming over to visit you over in Colorado, huh? Wow. Okay, 60 miles. That's pretty good. I gotta go 105 miles. I'm gonna go back and visit the family on the cattle ranch and see everybody up the canyon. I'm spending the day in my shop. I do woodworking and printing. Gotcha. Maybe driving the 16 hours to see the wife's family. Oh, yeah, it's a good trip. We travel 620 miles for the festive season, but pretty normal in South Africa. Really? 620 miles? I didn't know South Africa was that far across. Yeah, I guess so. All the maps jack up with me because I think of... Wait, no. I think South Africa is smaller than Texas. And I think you can drive across... I think Texas is less than 620 miles. Don't you know, eh? Yeah. Oh, does she call them stop and go lights? Or you gotta go down to the store, but make sure you don't pass by the stop and go light. Get yourself a Bloody Mary. Oh jeez. Yeah. You gotta get some meat on your bones there, eh? You're getting so skinny, you shouldn't be coming out like that. You gotta eat some more here at the Christmas dinner. We got some good big old turkey and a roast in the oven. It's 1,200 across? Wow. Man. You know how big the world is around, guys? I always think of the planet as like 10,000 miles circular. And I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about that. I think it's like 20. What's the circumference of the Earth? Circumference of the Earth. All those maps have me jacked up on perspective. 25,000 miles is the circumference of the Earth. Now we know. Watch out for deer, eh? Yep. Can I 3D print and sell a 3D model that I sculpted of Santa Claus? Took 2 hours. Yeah. I don't think that's a problem. Shouldn't be an issue. What else is going on? Yeah, we got a while. We got 15 more minutes. Then I got to go to a production meeting because we're shipping out the last of parts and orders today. So we're gonna knock out all the pieces that we have and go from there. Let's see. Other Christmas things. I still can't believe that South Africa is 1,200 miles across. Wait a second. Wait a second. Ben, is this 1,200 miles? Or oh no, you said miles. Okay, I was gonna say kilometers. I was like, but no, you said miles. It's miles. I'm in Costa Rica, and I'd like to sell using Teleport. Where should I start? Have you had any Latin American users or Costa Rican? What things should I consider? Go for it. Yeah, we have lots of international users. Because if you use Teleport, you don't have tariffs, and you don't have international shipping. Teleport is a really easy win. So go ahead, you can just sign up. Create an Etsy store and connect to Teleport. Or if you know how to get traffic, if you know how to drive traffic to a place, you can do portals. If you don't know how to do that, don't do portals. If you don't have an Instagram following, don't do portals. Or if you're not willing to make videos, don't do portals. It's not correct for you. Yeah, Ben, I know. You said 1,200 miles, 2,000 kilometers. But if you are doing, Teleport, set up an Etsy store, set up the Etsy store to sell inside of the United States if you're able. If for some reason they stop you, build a Shopify store, or you can use portals, and that bypasses all the stuff because we made portals to where you automatically have a US store. So yeah, start there. But the big thing, Andres, is to just start. Just start. Like, here's the thing, guys. Like, it is incredible the drop-off between the people who want to do something and the people who actually just start. Most people don't start. And I'm going to call out our team just because this is like the easy one and they've got real work to do, so I don't mind this, but I'm going to use it as an example. So, like, on our team, there's 12 people, 15 people in Slant 3D, depending on what day it is. Of the folks on the team, not very many have like created portals, even though it's small. I know I've got one. A couple other folks have created some. A couple of folks have messed around with it, and everybody said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to try it out." But not everybody has, and then nobody's like followed through on it because it is extra effort. After you get home from work, you got to go do more work. So most people don't start, and it seems like a job, and there's kind of like a mindset of the extra work. But literally, if you just start and consistently do something on it, you have just passed 90% of people by just starting. Because 99% of people don't even start. Of that 1% who do start, 50 to 90% of them fall off because it's too hard or too much work. So if you literally just start and continue to do something, you have a really high probability of success because you're just there. You're there when nobody else is. Here's another great example. Like, we've been reaching out to designers on like MakerWorld and that kind of stuff and saying, hey, you should create a portals because it'll add revenue to your MakerWorld account. Just link to a portals on your account, and anybody who wants to buy the print can buy the print. It has been fascinating that many of these designers don't promote their designs. And they're like, oh, nobody downloads my stuff. And I'm like, dude, you don't even have a video of your item. You have like fantastic photos, and I see what it is, and it looks amazing. But you don't promote. You don't make a video of it. It was right there. It was in front of you. You had the camera, and you didn't make a video of it. Go make a video, and you'll get a lot more downloads. Just start. Just do it. Just add something on. Add a little bit more. But people get so caught in the one thing that is the thing that very often they don't recognize how little effort it is to move over to something else. Want another example of this? Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. You might have heard of them. Warren Buffett is one of the top 10 richest people on the planet. Charlie Munger was rich because he was Warren Buffett's partner. But he said, look, the success in my life is attributable to about 3 to 4 opportunities that I went all in on, and I should have gone in heavier. And he's like, there's 3 or 4 moments that almost everybody gets. Everybody has 3 or 4 moments in their life that are just supreme opportunities. It might be the job you choose, choosing to leave a job, starting a business, taking that swing on some deal or some project, and just going all in on those moments differentiates you from the pack, but are also the moments that are the most fundamental. And the rest of the time you can kind of coast. Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger have said, like, most of the time what we do is we just lounge around the office and talk to people and read books to know what's going on so that we can see those opportunities when they go by. But we're not day trading. We don't even really look at what the market's doing. We don't care. We're just kind of doing our thing. So it's very low effort, and they're freaking 99 when they die because they're so low stress. They're just like, when it's right, it's right. And if it's not right, you don't do it. I've tried to get to that point, like in my career. And like this last year was a settling of it because I was I've been doing the founder thing. So you just work 120 hours a week. But it's easy to make wood chips, and you become more intentional both as you get older and as you burn yourself out. I have bottomless energy, but like I burn myself out. I've hit bottom before. And when you get there, you're like, this is, once you know what your limits are, you're like, okay, this is the pace that I can go at, and this is the amount of energy that I can put towards stuff. But I'm also not going to just frantically throw energy at things. I'm going to be intentional about where it goes. And that's when you start to get really good leverage, when you learn how to prioritize and separate signal from noise. We have ChatGPT just made a super realistic character. I then used Bamboo model generator, and it turned it into a chibi character with great detail. Yeah. No, the AI generated stuff is fantastic. It works really well. Right now, Meshi. Well, Bamboo I think works with Meshi actually. I'm not sure who Bamboo is using for their model generator. They also use Huawei, or no, not Huawei. Whatever. One of the big old Chinese conglomerates has some 3D model generators and models that Bamboo may be using, and it was an investor. Do you have locations in Europe/portals? In Europe, for portals. We do not. We don't currently have a print farm in Europe. The reason being, and I hate to say it like this, but this is the reason, Europe doesn't have enough demand for 3D printed stuff. And so there's just a challenge of going there and justifying the cost. But also, portals is way more valuable to European businesses by being in the US. Because Europeans are able to access the US market without having to pay international shipping rates or tariffs, which is a really big unlock because the US is the #1 consumer on the planet. We have a $30 trillion GDP. The next biggest is China at 19. Like, we spend a lot of money. So for us, the main priority has been taking care of the US. So we're going to keep on building out print farms here, just build out the infrastructure as much as we possibly can, and go from there. If in 2026 you will open a European division of Slant 3D, I will be moved. It will be a dream coming true. Oh, thanks, Giovanni. 2026 we might make it to Europe. It might be possible. We thought we were on track to do it this year, but we weren't able to get it done. But yeah, you will probably have to move to Spain, or be in Spain, or we might go do Portugal, maybe, but I kind of doubt it. Right now, it's looking like Spain or Germany. Hamburg looks like the spot. Merry Christmas, David Barker. I have some active portals that are fine, but if you do not stay in advanced mode, no matter what I do. Advanced mode? I don't know of an advanced mode in portals. You gotta give me more context. I don't think Portals has any modes. Portals has premium to where you can add in third-party parts, but I think that's it. Here in Europe, we just don't care about the manufacturing process. We just care about the product. Yeah. No, I agree with you. In all fairness, no one cares about the manufacturing process. People in the US talk about 3D printed, but yeah, European, you guys, I really appreciate European taste, because yes, you don't care where it came from, just so long as it is a good object, a good item. And like, Europeans are so much better at this than Americans. Americans have an American taste. We like trucks and kind of garish things, but there's not a lot of subtlety in American stuff. And European product design and European sensibilities are generally better. Like a Porsche or a Ferrari, or yeah, cars are like the perfect example. Cars are the perfect example. American muscle cars versus a Porsche. If you want to understand the difference between Europe and America, there it is. Which is so hilarious that like the person who like brings up that example all the time is a person like Jeremy Clarkson, who, though he would hate to admit this, is very American. Just his boorishness and garishness is quite American. His bombacity is quite American, even though he makes fun of Americans like crazy. For premium, okay, so premium. For premium, the only thing you got to do is you got to pay for premium, buy the premium account, and then you should have it, which means that you should just have access to third-party parts. Dave, are you able to create the matches? Because if you can create the matches, then you're good to go. That's the only thing that matters. I don't know what other statuses would be attached to it. Do not stay in advanced mode. Oh, the advanced mode of you're like creating the portal and then you tap into advanced mode. Oh no, I gotcha. The toggle for I'm sorry. I'm with you now. Advanced mode, which activates with premium. Yes. What is it, just like closing on you, or like you navigate away and you come back and it's not there? Because you do have to finish the creation of the portal, because portal sessions aren't saved. So yeah, just give me more text. Matches when you upload a file and then put it into the portal, and then add in the components and stuff that you want with it, with the colors and everything else. So matches the file, the portal, the color, and the third-party parts. Let's see here. All right, we got about 4 minutes, guys. Then I got to close this out because I got to go to a meeting. Dave, if you need more help, you can go ahead and email support@slant3d.com. Go ahead and make sure that you include your user account number or from your email. Or use the message box at the bottom of Teleport and Portals there. There's the help box. And just send a chat through there. Ideally, send along a screenshot when they respond to you because they're going to ask for that. So get those of whatever the issue tends to be. But it sounds like... Oh, make sure that you save it after you close it. Like, you have to save the portal. You have to hit the create portal button down at the bottom. So if you're navigating away halfway through the creation of the portal, you're going to lose your portal. Because, yes, it doesn't save a half-complete portal. So finish setting it all up. Hit create portal, the plus button down there. Make sure the purple portal creation, portal opening thing goes by, and you should be good to go. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, no problem, Andres. Okay, let's see. That's pretty. Oh, man. Oh, man. Everybody's coming around. Bunch of people. Oh, man. I should keep on streaming. I should. Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to keep the stream going. I will be back in a few minutes after this meeting because, quite frankly, the analytics are just moving in the interesting direction where there's more people showing up. So I want to see how long this can go. And this seems like a day to where that's going to happen, to where it's all ticking up in the correct direction. So I want to find out what we can do with the live stream. We have been doing these twice a week for the last 4 to 6 weeks. And if you're new here, we do a live stream on Sunday at noon Mountain Standard Time. I'm gonna keep this stream going. Forget everything I just said. We're gonna keep on going with this. We're just gonna keep on going. I'm not closing this out. I will wander off because I gotta go to the meeting. It's a quick meeting, and I will leave early, and we'll come back and keep on going because I want to see what's happening. I want to see how we can do this. You have helped my design skills tremendously. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Rob. Please keep on helping improve our skills. Yeah, we're trying. We're seeing what we can do. We're gonna... Yeah, the videos in the new year, right now we have about 8 videos stored up that are ready to film and fully scripted. They're waiting on CAD, and they're waiting on other stuff, which means that they're mainly waiting on me. Because, oh man. This shouldn't be true. This shouldn't be the case, but I'm basically like the lead writer for videos. Since most of them are not written, I just host them and talk about the thing, but I also design the stuff. And I also lay out a lot of the stories. And the last one, if you didn't like the jokes, that's on me. That's my fault. Because I did write that one. We will... Yeah, while I gotta go to the meeting here, guys. But while I'm gone, talk amongst yourselves. Don't go fully off the rails. Be nice to each other. I'll be back in like 5 or 10 minutes, I think. And we'll go from there. And then we'll pick this up and keep this going. Be back in just a minute. I'm gonna wait a second. Oh wait, I get to try this. Be right back. Wait, nope. I'm changing my mind. I want something to show that like the stream is actually live. So I'm gonna put this right here. This is gonna replace me. It's probably just about as interesting. That way people know that something's happening. Be right back. Isn't this great? Here's the thing. I would stare at a lava lamp all day long. Warm. Kind of nice though. It's cold here in the studio all the time. All right. We're coming back. We're going to do this again. Let's see here. I have a few... Printer running. All the things. What printer are you guys running? I'm on a Voron 2.4, 350 millimeter. We run Slant boxes, which are a machine that we designed internally because you can't run consumer machines in a print farm. They cause all kinds of problems. And the reason we know this is because inside the print farm, we also have a bunch of off-the-shelf printers, and they have all the problems that we expect from those types of things. So we push on the Slant boxes, and we want to continue to increase the Slant boxes, but like there's always more issues with that. There's always issues with consumer machines. You want internal machinery, but for us, we have a lot of stuff going on, and having to make parts for people and also manufacture machines is a lot of work. So we have redundancy for ourselves. I have a few enders, and I've been selling covers and lids for furniture to a local company. Andres, what you should do is you should take those covers and lids, put them onto portals, and then send those portals to furniture companies anywhere in the world. And then they can buy those parts from your portals for you, and you have the Slant 3D print farm print and ship those items. Idea for you. A1 Mini, saving for an H2S. Not my phone. I am a maker by hobby. I make tons of things for real-world applications. Just got done a run of lacrosse helmet hangers for my kids. Ooh, that's a good one. The individual items that are like specific to a category or a particular sport are really, really useful. We have people who sell accessories for pickleball and accessories for golf and all this other stuff that are just really, really good businesses because they focus on all this stuff. Working on lacrosse ball scrubber design now. Yeah, that kind of stuff. All right, I brought stuff. I brought things. These are models that we have been building for some demos and for a new Instagram account, which is made by Portals, or whatever we're gonna call it. I'm actually not sure what the current title is, but the it's being built. It'll be released in a week or so, and then I get to go crazy and I get to have another spot to go post things to. But we have this Mobius strip that I'm going to. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see the ball right there. And then you do that, and then you do that, and then it's behind, and then it's in front, and then it's behind, and then it's in front, and then it's behind, and then it's in front. And it drives you crazy. Hold on, I'll find the resonance here in a moment. It keeps on hanging. Can people see this? But yeah, this continuous circle that's not a circle. It is a 2.5 dimensional object. That's that thing. Are you entertained? And then this one was, I really, really love the designer who makes these. He's a gentleman from China, and it is on Maker World. But this mixture fidget toy, which has a catapult, a clicker, a button, toggle thing right there, and then a twister right here, along with the switch. Here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna be like totally honest. The only good part of this thing is the switch. Ugh. You guys all watch this channel. You know that I believe that 3D printing can basically make any object, and it can do it well. But there is a thought out there in the world that 3D printing is for cheap plastic crap. This doesn't help not perpetuate that myth, because like the clickers feel like cheap plastic crap. Like this feels like something from a carnival or from a gumball machine or something like that. Aside from this switch, and this switch is excellent. the snap on this switch is really, really good to where I am going to, we're going to design one of these switches. Ooh, look how they did that. Look at the spring. It's not just like a leaf spring. It's like a double bent in spring. Like this is a very intentional switch. I can feel it wearing down already. So it still needs to be softer while still having that snap. But that's all fixable. This thing is all cheap because that spring down there goes in the wrong direction. So you gotta like turn it in the correct direction, and it just feels bad on the things. This joystick, since the joystick is a spring and it's not back supported, it's just gummy. It's kind of gummy feeling. And maybe that's fine if you want to just like push or pull on it all. This button is not bad. That button's okay. It's a little heavy for a clicky fidget toy button, but it's not bad. That switch is the winner. This switch, right here, I like it quite a bit. I like the concept of it quite a bit, but again, it's gummy and scrapey and like catchy. It's like it's not satisfying because it's just not a nice hard click. So anyhow, let's see here, what else? But yeah, there's that one. Cookie cutters. These were for a video we were doing today, or actually the video going out today. If it hasn't published yet, I still haven't. Parker's watching this. If that video hasn't published yet, I'd still like to watch it. I haven't been able to have time to watch it yet. We have it uploaded to YouTube. I don't know if it's been published yet. Don't publish it yet. We'll publish it at 10 or 11. But yeah, let's see here. Oh man, I got all that momentum up after the hour. Maybe here's the thing, guys. We're learning how to do live streaming, and I haven't gone beyond an hour. And that seems like that might be the magic moment of like going for an hour, and that's when everything starts working. So we may have to push on that. But now since I left, we lost all the momentum from the first hour that we were gaining, and now I have to get all of that momentum back. So we're gonna see how that goes. I wonder how. I'd love to know how YouTube's recommendation algorithm works for live streams, because I get recommended live streams sometimes, but I don't know like what the metrics of a live stream are to see if it's good. Really interesting conversation. Earlier this week, I saw a video from Alex Ramosi, who's a sales guy on YouTube. And he was saying, look, I went to a soccer game with Mr. Beast and a couple of streamers. And at the soccer game, they called out these various creators. And the creators that they called out the short form people, and there was like a few claps around the audience, and there was like, yay. And then they called out long form creators, and there was decent applause. Like the audience said, yay, good to see you, that kind of stuff. But then they called out streamers, and the stadium just went nuts. And he was like, so based on that, I'm going to do a lot more live content. This is the first time I've heard of this, but it makes sense to me because the reason like we don't do a lot of shorts is because there's no relationship with people in shorts. I cannot name a TikToker or an Instagram influencer or anyone else. I cannot give them a name, but I can name you 10, maybe 20 YouTube channels that I watch long form videos from. And that's indicative of the relationship, because if somebody spends 5 to 10 minutes with you, that's it's a big deal. And that person thinks about you. Like they engage with you enough to really concentrate on your stuff. And in short form, people don't have time to concentrate. So it just never comes about. You know, I think the reason this doesn't work is because it's not constant diameter, to where the resonance of it changes based on which part of the Mobius strip it's on. I think that's the reason it doesn't work. But live Q&A sessions are awesome. I agree, because number one, the audience gets to engage with it all, and we get to talk to you guys. So we did these live streams as an experiment kind of over the last 2 months, and the point of it was to help people with their portal stores, teleport and portal stores. But the way it's gone, and kind of with the way the world's going with AI and all the rest of it, we're like, live streams are useful. We've also been able to get good content from the live streams. So parts of this can be cut, posted other places, and just do really well. Is there a video on how to set up a shop to use your POD service? I don't want to use Etsy. If you don't want to use Etsy, you can use Portals. And the way to use Portals is you sign up and you upload a file and you're selling. But the trick with Portals is that you have to know how to market. You have to get traffic to your portal. Etsy, you have to get traffic to your stuff on Etsy too, but Etsy has advertising tools built into it. And we have not finalized or released major advertising tools for Portals yet. There are a few releases around that in the spring that we will do that will just give Portals more and more reach, and we'll keep on pushing on that stuff. But yeah, for now, there's the thing coming along. You just started using some of the AI 3D models generators. They seem to have improved a lot recently. Here's the thing, guys. It's so funny. You realize that 2 years ago, the #1 AI generated video was Will Smith eating spaghetti badly. And right now, you can make a video that is indistinguishable from reality for free. On Sora, you can do it. You can do 30 of them per day for free. That's just part of the nature of the app. Whatever you see AI doing today, it's going to be much better in 6 months. Same goes for the 3D model generators. So just like buckle up. We're a very AI forward company. So we try everything all the time. The developers are always on the latest version of whatever it was. Some of the guys have like tried anti-gravity since it came out the last week or so. And then they do the latest version of Claude and move from here to there. And last 2 weeks, I've been messing around with Lovable because I was just interested. I wanted to know how these vibe coding things work. Lovable is stupidly powerful, especially if you're a developer without time, but you like understand code, but you don't have time to code. Like, I hate the act of plumbing software development projects. This is why I never became a software engineer, because I'm just like, I don't want to have to set up the instance of this, that, or the other thing. I don't want to have to deal with it. I just want to write code. So that was great when I was doing robotics, because you write code locally on the machine. It's a Python program that does vision analysis, and you make it efficient and do whatever you happen to do. But there was no reason for me to learn. I started learning software architecture like later in my career. I'm still not necessarily good at it, but I know when it's bad, which is still a leg up because a lot of people don't know when software is bad. Anyhow, using Lovable was really interesting because it's like, oh, everybody's like, oh, this app is for people to knock off junk AI slop apps. And there's plenty of that, but like, no, it's a multiplier. It is the ideal version of what people peg AI as being, which is a multiplier. Someone who is technically competent can really knock out some useful stuff very quickly. Because if you know how AI works, you know how software works, and you're just very intentional with what you're building, you can make really cool applications with Lovable. Very quickly, very reliably. Now, the thing is that you're dealing with the weirdness of AI. So as the apps get larger and more complex, the instability grows, I would say. Keeping the AI wrangled to where it doesn't edit some part of the application that is important, but then you don't want to have to go back and debug is one of the challenges of it. It's like, there's a short that went around, and it was like, vibe coding in 2025, and the person was like, change the color of this circle to blue. It's like, I've added in a square for you. It's like, no, just change the color of the circle to blue. I don't want more squares. Here are 12 more squares. And it's like one of those autocorrect memes. But yeah, the Lovable, using AI for coding for large complex projects when you don't know how software works will definitely get you into trouble. But if you know how software works and you understand AI, you can create really useful things very intentionally, keep them small and the scope controlled so they're not. The thing I always say is like one-shotting. A lot of people try to one-shot an app. build me an app that does this, that, and the other thing. And here's this whole powerful prompt that lays it all out. No. You give the AI one step at a time. Give me a page. On that page, put an uploader. That uploader, send the file to here. When that file is sent, do this. So on and so forth. And you build up these sets of actions iteratively. This whole mega prompt idea is oddly sort of antiquated because it's from when AI was stupid or stupider and needed the full explanation of everything. Like right now I can say, tell me about the jets. And 2 years ago you would have had to say, tell me about the jets designed by Bombardier. They are flying machines. Pretend that you're a jet engineer. Now it's just like, tell me about the Jets. And it's like, I know you're a New York Jets fan. Here you go. There's all the info about the Jets this week. I'm like, perfect. So it's just gotten so much smarter that this Uber prompting isn't really necessary anymore. I do all my jobs in Cursor. Big fan of agentic AI development. Yeah. When I'm using Lovable, the thing that I do, since Lovable kind of has a long processing time in between steps, is I have 2 instances of Lovable up. So I will be working on one app over here, the other app over there. Hopefully they're similar so that I can be in similar thought processes. But yeah, the agentic coding is very useful. I know for a fact our developers do a similar thing. I know that about 70 to 80% of our code is written by AI in our thing. But we have professional software developers around to make sure that that code doesn't blow something up. Oh, this is fascinating, guys. I'm looking at the analytics. And even though we don't have like a ton of viewers at any given time, there's this very clear ramp trend to where we were ramping up and then I left. And then it leveled out, and I've been talking here for a while, and it's starting to just sort of ramp again. In your services, I've heard you before talking about OpenSCAD, the possibilities of making configurators and parametric designs so that users can personalize their products. Are you building stuff using that? We are. There are a number of model generation tools coming out very near future. We had our Conjure app, which has been kind of like our playground. It's kind of an experimental spot to where we mess around with modeling. It has some AI features in it and that kind of stuff, but it's a playground. It's a sandbox. So it crashes. It's not meant to be very scalable. It's for us to work with stuff and share it around with people. But we're taking the tech and the learnings from that and implemented it to make these individual configurators and that kind of stuff. But part of that is just like the tool building in general, because we have built things for photography and GPTs and all these little widgets for shipping things that we talked about earlier. We're just building all kinds of things. We are not putting that modeling capability into our services because AI is a tool. If you one-shot a 3D model, you can end up with something very difficult to 3D print. So we don't want that. Like we haven't seen the flow where it fits right into our services yet, but we're building all these various apps where people can mess around with it. And then if those people are using those configurators enough, then we will just plug in a print with teleport or print with Slant 3D button, and then you can generate the model and buy the model. Or you can download the model and stick it into your Portals account. We'll start to combine those things over time, but yeah, it'll come around. What are other things people want to talk about? We got a bunch of people here. What's going on? Christmas. We've done Christmas things. Let's see here. What was I supposed to be doing today? I have a calendar of items. Here's the thing, guys. Like this extra long stream, I'm trying to go for 2 hours. I don't know where I'm. It's pushing into the rest of my calendar and my day. Good news is I'm pretty sure I don't have meetings. But I have some deliverables. I got some emails to send out because I still work for a living. So I'm going to talk to people today. Got to do that. You know, Andres, today we might release a cookie cutter builder. Maybe. I don't know. It's on my calendar. We're gonna do a review and like final dev on some of that stuff, so it might turn loose. CookieCAD is available, and CookieCAD is quite good. People are whining about it being freemium. We have a tremendous advantage as a company in that we don't have to make money from our applications. We make money from printing stuff from our applications. So we can make these applications totally free because we want more people to use them. So we're going to build things like cookie cutter makers and organizer makers and all these other sort of tools that are just very useful. So yeah, that's going to happen. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious me. I just thought of an application that I need to do a thing with. Organizer generators are really garbage. We've had an idea for one for a while that I am going to remind myself of. Because over Christmas, I'm going to go see the family. Yeah, it's all great. They're all nice people. But the... let's see here. Going... hold on. I'll get back to you people in a minute. Yeah. Well, I've been dusting off a bunch of my old Vision designs. For guys who don't know, like my original job was a roboticist. When I graduated from school, I started building robots right out of school. And the first in senior design, I designed a vision system for a tour guide robot. Excuse me. That both analyzed where it was in the world and on a map. And after school, I worked on a project for a home robot, and I designed much of the software for that one, mainly around the vision system and object tracking and acquisition. I get to dust a bunch of that stuff off because I've been out of it for close to 8 years. 6 or 8 years. 6 years. Oh my goodness. About 6 years. Been out of it so long that I've been rusty on some of the old vision algorithms, but I've been able to dust those off with some of the apps that we've been building lately for generating models and tools and widgets and organizers. So it's been fun to get that rolling again. So we're going to use some of that expertise to make some really nifty generator apps. I have a design, say a flower pot that can be personalized, size, width, and so on. I can plug my OpenCAD code, and service would let people configure, and you get the STL of product. You could build that. For that, Andres, if you have a custom configurable model, I would say you can build out an application to where somebody can move sliders and change the size of the pot, and then you can put in our API, not necessarily teleport, our API, and then when somebody has that vase, they print and ship it. Another way of doing it is I would just use that software that you have to generate 100 different versions of the pot and to list them for sale on Etsy or something. And then you can see what sells and go from there. Okay. All right, sweet. I'm going to go for another hour here. And what's going to happen is that right at 10 a.m. my time here, I'm going to be like, all right, that's it. We've gone for 2 hours. I don't have any more time for this. I'm going to see a blip of increase of traffic at that time. I'm going to be like, come on, dang it. So maybe this will turn into a 3 or 5 hour podcast. I can't. Can I work while I'm here? I wonder if I can get useful work done while I'm here. Hang on, let me see. And have you guys, it's kind of lame to watch a stream with just a guy sitting at his computer doing stuff. But this might be what is required. If you guys aren't asking questions, can't engage with it. Like, it's just the rules of the internet. Oh my gosh. I just got an email. We've been waiting for a piece of machinery for, I want to say 4 months, but I'm going to say 4 months, but I want to say 6, because I think it might have been 6. We had a vendor come to us and talk to us about a piece of American-made machinery that we wanted to use for Tangled. And we cut a deal with them. The CEO came to the building. I talked to him for an hour. And we said, great, let's do this. And then they disappeared for like 6 weeks. And then I followed up with them in an email. And they said, okay, here's a rental agreement. I was like, great. Here's the signed rental agreement after we made some adjustments. Uh-oh. Losing streaming space. We got people on the internet. People, get off the internet. You're slowing down the stream. But what we did, we signed the lease. Then they said, we need a sales tax form from you. I was like, sales tax form? Why? This is a lease. They're like, we need a sales tax form. I was like, fine. So we signed the sales tax form for no reason. And then we're like, great, when is the machine arriving? And they're like, we're going to connect you with our engineering team. I was like, what now? We were leasing, you guys said you had 3 of these on the floor. What's going on? And they were like, we got, we got to get the machine put together for you. I was like, what now? Why isn't this packed up, ready to go out the door? And they're like, no, we're going to do some stuff. What size spool do you use? I'm like, we use an 80 kg spool that it's got spool off of. And they're like, this machine can't take that. I was like, what is wrong with you? This is a piece of automated machinery. Why can it not take a large spool? A mildly large spool? Like, no, I can't handle that. I was like, okay. So then I went ahead and, so we're like, fine, okay, fine, upgrade it. 2 months passed. I was like, is it done yet? And they're like, no, we can't find parts. We don't know how to engineer it for this spool. I was like, okay. And then, it'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. I said, all right, just send us the machine as is. We'll use smaller spools. And they're like, okay, we'll send the machine. We're packing it up. It's going to be on a pallet 15 feet long. I was like, well, it's really tough to unload a 15-foot pallet, so why don't you break this multi-part machine into multiple parts and put it on different pallets? And they're like, oh, okay, fine, we'll do that. And then I was like, all right, great. So you ready to load it up? And they're like, you need to send a special truck to fix it because it won't fit on a truck. And I was like, what are the outer dimensions of that? Is this big? I was like, this is how big a door is. And they're like, okay, it'll fit through. I'm like, great. I'm glad it fits through the door of every truck. I can't believe that this machine takes this much shenanigans. No one knows how to load it up on a truck. But then they're like, okay, cool. We're ready to go. We'll ship it to you. It'll arrive in the middle of December. I was like, does it have the plug? No, we haven't put the plug on it. When it arrives there, we're going to have to come out and wire it up. I was like, you're not sending this to me. I ghosted them. I'm like, I'm not shipping this. I'm not picking this up until it's ready to plug in. And I just got an email from him. The guy said, oh, we'll be out there by the 15th. Have it shipped over now, and we'll be out there the 15th to commission. I was like, I've interacted with you guys for 4 to 6 months. Nothing you have done has been on time or correct. So I doubt you're going to show up on the 15th to commission this giant hulking machine that's going to take up a ton of space on my floor. So didn't have it shipped to us. Just got an email from the person, and he said, great news. The parts for this thing will show up in middle of January. We're going to look at late January or middle of February for commissioning, which translates in my brain as in like by maybe March, we might be able to have this machine. That is 3 months from now. That is useless to us. I still want the machine if it can show up, but I don't think it's ever going to show up. And they have until we build a replacement to have it show up. And if they don't, then they're going to do all this work and ramp up, and I'll just be like, we're not taking delivery because it is late and unuseful and in the way now. So it's unfortunate, but like, jeez. 4 to 6 months, so I guess you don't recommend their service. It wasn't a service. It's a machine manufacturer who had designed a piece of filament equipment that we thought would be really useful to us. I knew it was going to be an experiment. We were like, we'll run this experiment. You got the machines on the floor. You want to give it to us. Great. Throw it on a truck, send it to us. But we can't get the machine to us or get it operational. So we're like, well, this experiment is an experiment in organizational efficiency. And it's so disappointing because it's a US company. I would like to support them. If they could have delivered the machine, I would love to just talk them up so much. And literally, if there was even weirdness in the machine, I still would have been really nice about it. But now, I'm obviously not naming them, but by golly, if this machine doesn't get delivered and I kill the contract, then I'll name them. I'm like, geez, like I shouldn't. No, I should, because this is gross organizational inefficiency. And I wonder how they pay the bills. I'm always amazed how organizations that are that dysfunctional are able to function. And like at Slant 3D, we work really, really, really hard to try to do a good job for everybody. And we get roasted if it takes 48 hours to answer an email. Or you use clients if it takes 48 hours to make answer an email. I just wonder, what kind of competitive advantage do you have to where you can be months late and everybody's okay with it? We have this problem with a client of ours too, who has been late paying us, and it's a fairly prominent organization, and the founder I know how to get in contact with, so I might have to freaking text him or something like that. But I'm just like, geez, guys, like this shouldn't happen, because it's very out of brand for them to have these errors. But anyhow, experiment plus manufacturer late equals late delivery. It's not an experiment. They have the machine. The machine is done. All they had to do was put a different plug on it, so we wouldn't have to wire it in the wall. We could just plug it into our 480 outlets. That's all they had to do. For us, it was an experiment. For them, it is not an experiment. They are providing the machine that they have. We would have a delay if we said, oh, we're going to start delivering filament with this feature or whatever else it was. That's why we do it. But like, it shouldn't be an experiment for them. Ask you guys for an RGB light, and you got them in 4 days, and this company can get you a 40K machine in months. Thank you. I appreciate that. Finally brave. Yeah, we try to help out our users and our customers as much as we possibly can. I'm surprised we got that in 4 days. That's pretty good even for us. Usually third-party parts take like a week, maybe 10 days to get added in. But that's awesome. Fight like a brave. I'm gonna screenshot that. Because that's an awesome review, and thank you very much. But yeah, oh yeah, announcement. Portals and Teleport have RGB LED light pucks now. I think they even have a remote on them. Review 19. Does this lamp kit supposed to come with a lock ring, or do I need to design that as part of the design? Mine did not come with one. It does not come with one. If you're using a light puck, the puck is all there is. Because some people put them in slots, some people glue them in, some people use what are you saying, a lock ring. So you have to design that. If you're using the pendant light, those should come with a lock ring, I believe. Some of them may not. Whatever's shown in the picture, that's what you get. Almost Spec Labs. It's such a problem with American manufacturing. We've got to get better at. Weeks for an RFQ, months lead times. You contact a Chinese company and they are on the ball. They want the business and hustle. Yes, I agree with this. Like, here's the thing. I have frustrations with like Chinese customer support, but they answer you. Like they're there and they're available. And there's the culture and the language gap and everything else, but they are there and they're very good at it. And yes, they do have the hustle. We were quoting out parts and pieces the other day with Chinese manufacturers. And I thought about how refreshing it was that I was going to send out this RFQ and I was going to have 5 responses tomorrow, and I knew I was going to be the slow one or the jerk in it all, because I was like, I'm going to get these RFQs, I'm going to think about it for 2 weeks as we figure out the season. But yes, U.S. manufacturers, weeks for an RFQ, I think it depends on what the RFQ is. For us, in our mass production business, this isn't a thing I talk about because it's not a thing that we promote, but like on the Slant 3D main website, the main thing that we promote over there is our mass production services. So 1,000 parts plus, basically. Minimum job size is $5,000. That is what gets us to custom slice a thing, produce these parts, ship them out to you in some timeline, all this stuff. Over there, we've had a quoting form where people will submit a file and you get a quote back. And we've been very slow on it because we do not have enough people to keep up with the influx of RFQs. So if your RFQ is not quotable, it's just kind of ignored because we just don't have the bandwidth to deal with this stuff. And then if let's see, how does that look? I don't know how this looks. This is my stocking cap, my literal stocking cap. But we try to get quotes done in under 3 days, 3 business days, which is too long. I want them under 24 hours. The first step on this is that last week we released a new quoting form to where quantities from 1 to 100 to 1,000 are automatic. Well, 1 and 10 and 1,000 are automatically quoted. And the issue with that is that the quoting isn't always accurate because quoting kind of needs a human eye for those things. But at those low volumes, it doesn't matter. It comes out in the wash. And the thing that has been a tremendous help because number one, it has kind of separated the men from the boys. People who are wanting onesie twosie stuff find out what it costs to do that. And they can either go to the teleport prototyper and they don't get custom settings, or they can order it right there in the quoting form because it's auto quoted and you can say buy now if you want the 100 parts. And then if you want 10,000, 1,000, 100,000, I think it's 10,000 and 100,000, then you can submit that and we will quote at those volumes. And it's way more valuable to have a direct quote at those volumes. So it's just kind of refined the system. But there's like carbon fiber over there, ESD safe stuff. We technically have TPU over there. Don't tell anybody. But we do print TPU, just it doesn't work well for print on demand right now. I've learned a lot about design for 3D printing from this channel. And have you considered working on a 3D printing wiki for us designers? That'd be a nice service to humanity too. Yes, we've thought about that. We've thought about a book. The design for content, we're working on how to organize. There's just a lot of it, like a lot of it. Most of it is on the blogs because those videos we would then take and move over to the blog. So like the Slant 3D website will have blog posts of much of it, but we'd solve things. Alrighty here. What else you guys want to talk about? Who else is here? We got, there's like 4 or 5 people who are commenting on the regular, but there are more than 4 or 5 people watching this show. So, where is everybody? Let's see here. Christmas, we done. I don't know. This is really bad streaming when I sit here and say like, "What you guys? What's going on, guys?" But I'm bored. I'm tired. I don't know what else to talk about. What printers do we use in our Tangled is caught up. Oh, by the way, we released Gray. We had done a production run of Gray, and then we released Gray, and we have sold all the Gray, which is cool. We didn't expect that to happen, but we sold a bunch of Gray. What didn't happen though is that like total sales, people are subbing out Gray for black. So we have historically always only sold black, and we know what our monthly sales are on that. And since introducing Gray, monthly sales haven't like significantly increased. So that means that people are trading out. Rather than buying black, they are buying Gray. But we're not getting new customers or increased sales from it. We're supposed to double our sales when we add another color. But like this is a fantastic example of like why variation doesn't like increase sales. Because someone who would buy one variation will just go buy another one. So you don't get more customers because you have more options. You get more customers because you make the existing options more valuable so that the exchange of value is worth it. And features don't always do that. Yeah. How you clean your build plates? alcohol and a cloth. Oh, this is kind of fun. The one of the gifts we might have this as a gift. We might maybe have a version of it ready. We have a couple of products for Tangled and for things in general, but like a 3D model, which is I'm going to say it's similar to this, and that's the only clue I'm going to give. But it should be useful in the context of plate cleaning stuff because we're having some fun with that. There's the jacket I want. Oh, this jacket? Yeah. Hey, you're supposed to. Did you create a store with the logo with the stuff on it? I fight like a brave. I gave you that task. Did you make an Amazon merch store for us yet? Without the slant, yeah. This is the Slant 3D logo without the 3D down at the bottom. Just Slant, because Slant's a way better brand name. Slant 3D. The Slant 3D. Here's the thing. There's kind of a running joke in the company that I think anybody who puts 3D at the end of the name of a business is dumb. I hate companies that are like, whoa, Rocky Mountain 3D, and this, that 3D, and I recognize that I called it Slant 3D. But the reason for it is that when Slant 3D got started, Slant was the company. Slant Concepts was the company, and 3D was the subdivision. So I felt more justified in it. Plus, if you took the Slant 3D and you put the 3D at the end, it looked like slanted, which was kind of clever. But so it wasn't like 3D, it was easy. But now the company Slant 3D exists, and someday we will change the name of the company back to just Slant, and the life and the world will be balanced and organized. I wanted the logo. Where can I get that? I'll set it up today and email you when they're live. I can do it today. Go to Google the Slant 3D logo. I imagine it'll pop up someplace. That's what I do when I use a company's logo. Slant 3D logo. Yeah, there it is. There's lots of logos. Lots of the Slant 3D logo out there. What do we have? Oh, wow. Literally the YouTube. Oh, interesting. I just Googled Slant 3D logo and like all these things came up. Oh. Chris, if you're watching the stream, you should post the photos of the high close macro photography layer lines photos. Those should go through Instagram again. I'm literally seeing this photo from Instagram, but we should send it through Instagram again. Oh my goodness, there is a... Oh my goodness. Oh, we need to. My goodness. Oh my good heavens. There is such weird sort of... When you Google Slant 3D logo, just weird historical stuff like pops up. Mainly YouTube. A podcast. Not this podcast. Podcast that I did. A Reddit post. Oh wow. Just weird random stuff. Oh, wow. The Mason, whole article, posted. Whoa, a treat stock profile from us with not a very good print, which was really good for the time, but like doesn't hold up anymore. Oh, wow. We do a bunch of stuff, guys. Interesting. Yeah, you can totally scrub one from online. I don't mind. Amazon account allows t-shirts, long and short sleeve, hoodies, reg lens, tumblers, phone cases, pop sockets. I'd do a hoodie. If you have hoodies over there, I recommend a hoodie. I'm short on hoodies right now. I need a Slant hoodie. If you can do a polo, I would request a polo and a ball cap. I'm not wearing a ball cap today, but you know the one. But yeah, I don't mind if somebody uses our logo and goes ahead and makes some merch. Go for it. What's a problem in the industry that somebody wanting a 3D print farm or related business someone can tackle? I've been running a medium-sized farm for about 10 years on the side, but thinking in 26, I'm going to sell my day-to-day business and go all in on 3D printing. It seems a lot of people are tackling the same problems and wondering what holes might be out there for someone eager. So, if I was not doing my thing, like we run a print farm that's spec'd out for 3,000 machines. We make thousands of machines available for people. Here's the thing, like I recommend not competing with us because we're pretty good at what we do and we kind of have an edge. The places that I would recommend somebody work on is that model generation is not correct yet, because right now all of the AI model generators are very broad. What you can do, or what I recommend that you do, is create model generators for really specific items. Particular genres of D&D figurines and tastes and flavors, and allow people to just create on top of that, because model generation is the bottleneck right now. Another like interesting business model that we've seen like possible inside of Teleport, we don't do assembly, but there are 3D printing businesses or people with 3D printed products that need assembly. We can't do assembly because we're busy printing all the parts and making sure they go out on time. But if there was a third-party company that explicitly focused on like, we assemble 3D printed products and ship them for you or do warehousing for you, or we're just an assembly factory and you target people with 3D printed models, that might work really well. Because I know that it's a point of friction for some of our Teleport users, to where if there is an external service that is like, we will take the print and the parts and put them together into the final product for you and pack it up into retail packaging. That is useful to people. Like, that's legitimately quite useful to people. So that's a spot that I would recommend. Yeah. I'm working on a 3D printed Nintendo Switch arcade cabinet that uses magnetic alignment. What should I prioritize first? Reducing print time, simplifying assembly, or design for fewer supports? Simplify assembly. Don't worry about magnetic alignment. Doesn't matter. Simplifying assembly is huge because you're trying to minimize human time. So if there is more time for support removal, you start there. And then when assembly becomes more time, then you go over there and you work on that. Funny how it changes over time. Sorry, Greg, I don't know what I said that had changed over time. Don't have polos on my account yet. I'll send the private link. The only issue I may run into is if Amazon rejects my uploads due to copyright. Then I need an approval letter. It's possible. I'll bet it won't be an issue. Because since we're not like, we don't heavily enforce our copyright, because I want people to use the logo. I don't mind if people use the logo. I don't mind if people use our videos. Here's the thing, guys. Like, this is an open secret, but one that people have. Anyone is allowed to go onto our YouTube channel, download our videos, and repost them, or cut them into shorts and share them around, and make money off of them from AdSense. I don't care. Because the whole point of this YouTube channel was to educate. And the only way you can educate is if you get reach. So if somebody is sharing our videos around, I don't care if you get the AdSense. I don't care if you take this live stream, cut it up into shorts, and post it someplace else. Go nuts. I got my logo there anyway. Like, I don't care. But having people use your stuff is good. So why would I put up barriers to using it? I kind of don't understand this with like movie studios sometimes. They're like, oh, we're going to shut down the fan film because we don't want people making that kind of stuff about our stuff. And I'm like, if people make an R-rated Power Rangers, is it really that big of a deal? I know it like hurts the brand image of like, oh, Power Rangers are so happy and 6-year-olds. But like, are the 6-year-olds really watching the R-rated version of it? Like, aren't there like content gateways to where now adults can engage with that brand in a different way, and now they'll go buy a movie ticket for their kids when the Power Rangers movies come out, if they were able to watch that fan film online? Like, you want people to engage with your stuff. So don't create barriers to it. So we try not to create barriers to it. Not a question, but I appreciate all the info that you put out. Getting my first 3D printer for Christmas and excited to start figuring things out. How do you know you're getting a 3D printer for Christmas? Isn't that supposed to be discovered on Christmas? But how do you feel about someone wanting to compete with you in a different region of the world? Go crazy. Like, competition is part of it. Here's the thing, guys. Like, there is so much demand out there that there are not enough print farms. There will not be enough print farms, and we're here. There's. I want to make sure I'm using the right number. I'm going to use the small number. There's $700 billion worth of plastic stuff made that can be 3D printed. If you're not printing $700 billion, I'm okay with it. We don't need to worry about each other. And quite frankly, I don't mind competition, and I would welcome competition. Like, guys, here's the thing, and this is going to sound very first world problem-ish, but like one of the problems that we have with teleport is the fact that teleport is the only option. Teleport is the only real option. Teleport is the only service that can legitimately make sure that your parts go out in 2 to 5 days. Like, it's the only one, because we're the only ones with enough machines, enough experience, enough quality control. No one else comes even close. And that's not to brag, that's a problem. I would love to have an equivalent option out there. Don't want a better option, but like an equivalent option. So that there's a comparison and there's differentiation. Because if we had a competitor that's like, we do this stuff, then we're like, great, we can come over here and do this stuff. And I don't have to worry about all that. And it's nice to have competition because you get to bounce off of each other and you're like, oh, you're going to do that? I'm going to go do this. Or you're going to do that? I'm going to do this better because you screwed up that part. And you have this tit for tat that's really good. Like Apple, part of the reason Apple is really good is because they've had Microsoft as the foil. Like Apple was able to rise up because Vista was so bad. So competition is good. And then you push back and forth. And then Apple has the pressure now, and like Google has the pressure now of Microsoft putting AI search into Bing 2 years ago and then didn't do anything. But like competition is good. So go ahead, create it, and just know that when I come to compete, I'm coming to compete with you. So while you're in a different region or safe or something like that, gain as much as you can because I'm coming later. I do have a tech question. I have my first print fail from a spool tangle. Any device or item I can print to keep filament crossing over? I have a 5-hour lampshade tangle on the last 5 minutes. There's nothing you can do. Generally, those tangles, like tangled filament spools, are from user error. Like they don't come from like the spooling process. They come from, well, not even user error, just like the nature of the system. Either during the loading, a coil got loose, or during printing, a coil got loose and caused the tangle. It's possible to happen during spooling. But no, I don't have a good solution for you. I wish, here's the thing. Oh, to the idea of the thing to build. Someone needs to build a good runout sensor. Here is a good runout sensor. A good runout sensor is a single box that outputs 0 and 1 as a 5-volt voltage, 5-volt voltage. And inside it has a microchip and a rotary encoder. When that rotary encoder is spinning, that chip does the logic to say, okay, we're moving now, we're printing apart. And then it's going to say, oh, it's going to send a runout sensor, and then it's going to say, great, we're running apart. I'm going to send a 1-volt signal out to the thing as if the switch is depressed. And then if I stop spinning, I'm going to send out, oh, filament runout problem. Unless I know that a print is running, and this is the challenge. This is the challenge of the whole thing. If the print is just starting up, that runout sensor is not turning while the machine is heating up. So you kind of have to adjust G-code settings in order to deal with the sensor to not turn on filament runout until a certain part of the G-code. But build out that sensor. If you build out that sensor, I'd buy a bunch from you. But that is something that the printing world needs right now, is a rotary-based binary output filament runout sensor. If you are a PCB designer, make that. We haven't had time. What I was talking about was something you made 3 years ago, was fantastic then, but doesn't stand a chance of getting out the door today. Oh, something you made 3 years ago. Greg, you gotta give me more context than that. I know your previous comment. Funny how it changes over time. What I was talking about was how something you made 3 years ago was fantastic, but it doesn't stand a chance of getting out the door today. Are you? There's certainly those types of things, but yeah. Oh, are you talking about like when I was saying print quality a moment ago of like parts that we would ship 5 years ago that we don't ship now? Yeah. Hi, Pop. Like the assembly, I like the assembly idea. We already have a dedicated area for doing that type of thing, but I don't think that there's being a big demand for it. Mind if I email you and have a convo about it? No, almost spec. I'm sorry, I don't do email combos. I can't do impromptu email combos. Here's the thing. I'm here right now. Talk to me. Like you have me right now. I'm available right now. Talk to me. If this needs to go to email, you need to get on a horse. Like, just to be blunt here, like if you need to delay to an email when I'm right here talking to you, you're going to have so many other problems in the rest of your business because you need to take the chance that you have right now. So ask the question that you have right now. Make the move in this moment because I'm not going to answer an email from you. I'm going into the Christmas season. It's going to get buried under 100 other emails. I'm not going to respond to you. Life is going to happen. You have me right now. Ask the question. Here's the thing. If you don't think there's a lot of demand for it, you are not going to be successful with a print farm or any other business. What you need to do is go out and verify the demand for it. Here's how you verify the demand. You go on Instagram and you message 100 Instagram accounts that are selling 3D printed items. And you say, hey, I'm starting up this service. Do you need help assembling stuff and printing and shipping stuff or something like that? And then you gauge demand. The, shucks, I don't think there's demand isn't what there's demand for. I can tell you right now that there is demand. I run one of the biggest print-on-demand services on the planet, and I see how many people say, shucks, you don't assemble, I can't use you. If there was an assembly service that is reliable, has QC controls inside of it, and is formal, and I know is going to exist a year from now so I can recommend it, I would recommend it as an additional resource inside of Teleport. We do that. We send people affiliate codes for filament. We give discounted filament, discounted model generation things, all this stuff. So yeah, fight like a brave. Letting it get too loose from switching out filament, I guess. Oh, yeah. The tangles almost always happen during the filament switch when the end is loose. Go, you can blow up my stream, dude. Go for it, almost spec. Happy holidays. Hey, Samir. Are portals available for creators from Europe? European creators selling to US? Absolutely. Axolotl people. Axolotl peoples. Keeper. Axolotl is a tough word to say. Yes. If you are a seller in Europe, absolutely. You can use Teleport, you can use portals, and absolutely use those for those things because they give you access to the US market to sell your items through. I recommend connecting Teleport up to your Etsy store and then creating listings for the US market. That's a really good way to do it. Ton of European sellers have used us over this last season to get distribution around. We have people in Sweden, France, wherever it was, creating Teleport stores. Here's the thing. Almost spec, I would tell you that basically any idea has $1 million worth of demand in it. I don't care if it's snake oil. Every idea has $1 million worth of demand for it. You just got to find those people. There's $1 million for stamp collecting picture frames. There's $1 million worth of demand for another fidget dragon store. Like all this stuff is out there and fine. Trust me. He's cool with questions and comments. Yeah, I don't mind. That's what this is. This is a live stream. This is to talk to you guys. That's why I'm here. This is what this is for. No problem. Axolotl. I want to say axolotl, but it's axolotl. Baby salamander. Where do we operate from? Our main factory is in Boise, Idaho. And we're working to build more kind of around the U.S. We were working down in Austin for a bit, but we shut that project down. And we're going to be doing stuff some other places. And that'll be coming in the updates coming in the future. Let's see. What else? Okay. Alrighty, guys. This is the second hour. We're not seeing the uptick in views that I was looking for. We did the experiment. We did a 2-hour stream. Open a fidget dragon repair center. You know, you say that as a joke, but you could do it. Is there a way to auto-add teleport listings to portals yet? I plan to add to my portals page to move away from Etsy and boost portals. No, there's not right at the moment. But there's copy and paste. If you have the Etsy listings, it's not that hard to move them over. Because you got to go find the images, and like teleport doesn't have access to the images, so you got to go pull those down anyway. So yeah, not right at the moment. We might have some options for that in the nearest future. We'll see. But yeah, anyhow. Glow the glow bug. What's up? I will add more portals over the holidays. An auto ad would be super useful. I'm with you. We will see what we can do about it. We're trying to get auto ad to teleport from Etsy. So that feature will be coming down mid-January to where if you create an Etsy listing, it'll automatically be imported into your teleport account so that you can match from there. And that way you don't have to wait for orders to come back. Okay. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to give it 3 more minutes. So any final questions, get them wrapped up here. And we're going to finish it out. Okay. Sorry. I'm tired. Sorry, Glow the Glow Bug. She got here just in time for us to wrap it up. Okay, let's see. Any other final things? No. We may do another stream tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve. I'm going to be coming into the office in the morning for a bit to do some things. So I might come back here and do this a little bit tomorrow. Not guaranteeing it, but might do it. And then we will have stream again on Sunday at noon, as we always do, after the podcast that we filmed this morning goes out. Do you have more seam in the back, or are they random? Seam is in the back. And then, let's see here. There was a mention of free shipping for US next year. Can that be promoted more as a goal for all of us teleport users? We're working on that kind of stuff. Free shipping, it's a thing. You have to move a bunch of parts through to be eligible for free shipping. As we're thinking about it right now, and it might not go totally free. It may be reduced, but we're shipping is a component of the stuff that we're trying to improve. Greetings from Poland. Wish you Merry Christmas. Thanks, Axolotus. Axolotus. I'm on the logo now as we're talking, BD. Merry Christmas. Thank you. No problem. Fight like a brave. Yeah, shoot us over the link. Email it to support or info or something like that if you have live listings there, and we'll promo them around or show them to the team or whatever else it was. We're going to add the ability to add less than 25% infill eventually. Most of my items only need 10-ish. It's not adding any cost. Like, the difference between 10% and 25% doesn't add any cost in context of pricing, because infill prints super fast, so it doesn't add hours. And it adds negligible material on what the item is. So even if we added 10% infill, I don't think it would reduce the cost for you, and it would make the parts worse, because heavier parts feel better and have a more premium feel to them. So we're messing with infills, but like don't expect it to like create a pricing difference necessarily, especially below 25%. Yeah, we still do custom printers. We do not use bamboo at all. Excuse me. Bamboo is not viable for large print farms because there's an ecosystem problem to where you can't build a factory on top of them. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're going to wrap it up right there. Great to see y'all. Have a good one. Have a Merry Christmas Eve and a Merry Christmas and a fun time with families, and enjoy any other holidays, and Happy Hanukkah, and